The year is 1981. 350,000 roaring fans surround 2.5 miles of the most famous asphalt on the planet. The smell of burning methanol and screaming engines deafen the crowd as the announcer says the four most famous words in all of motorsport. Gentlemen, start your engines. The 33 drivers storm out of turn 4 as the flagger waves the green. It's the Indianapolis 500. 200 laps later, he'll wave the checkered. Bobby Unser wins, Mario Andretti in second. Based right here in Indianapolis, this was the very beginning of one of the most controversial sporting events in history. Many Hoosiers protested, appeals were made, and emotions flared. As the restoration intern at the very place where it happened, the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, I have heard many sides of the stories from drivers that participated in the race, the track historian, and ticket holders. Bobby Unser won. Well, that's at least what the record books will tell you. But did he really? I don't think so. Today, I'm going to talk to you about the progression of the events in the 1981 Indianapolis 500. I'm going to provide evidence for infractions that were committed during the race. And I'm going to make the simple case that should crown the true winner of this race, Mario Andretti. In 1981, there were two drivers who had the cars to beat in the 500. Bobby Unser and Mario Andretti. Bobby Unser would qualify his car on pole, but Mario Andretti would start from the back row. According to Preston Lerner, who is a writer for MotorTrend.com, a website that is dedicated to news in the motorsports industry, Mario Andretti had to fulfill his role as a Formula One driver for Alfa Romeo, and he had to race in the Monaco Grand Prix. This put Wally Dallenbach in his seat to qualify the car for him. Despite the disparity between Andretti's position and Unser, Andretti would make tremendous progress and eventually take the lead. On lap 149, Andretti in first and Bobby Unser in second. They would pit. There's Andretti in first, Bobby Unser in second. Upon pit exit, Bobby Unser would regain the lead. Here's him exiting the pit, and Mario Andretti just a few seconds behind him. Upon re-entry into the field, Bobby Unser would shuffle into fifth place, and Mario Andretti would be in the back half of the field. Back half of the field? That sounds a little bit weird. That's because it should. How did Bobby Unser just beat Mario out of the pits and regain into the field in fifth position when Mario blended into the back half of the field? That's because Bobby drove past more than half of the field under yellow flag conditions. According to Steve Potter, who's a writer for the New York Times, in an article from June 7th, 1981, according to Roger McCluskey, who is the USAC sanctioning body director and former USAC driving champion, he states, quote, "The club's rules state that a car that is blending into traffic may not pass any cars once it has passed a reference cone that is placed a short distance beyond the pit apron," which is right at pit exit. But he did express the informality that the driver has the leeway of a position or two when it comes out. Under normal conditions, if you commit against this rule, then that is issued a 1-lap penalty. Considering that rule, it is pretty clear that Bobby Unser broke it. Instead of considering the slack of just a position or two, Bobby Unser passed 11 cars and made his way all the way up to fifth, right behind the pace car. According to Dana Benbow, who's a writer for IndyStar, Mario Andretti recounts saying, quote, "I watched Bobby pull out of the pits and just accelerate to the front, right in front of the pace car. I'm screaming to my guy on the radio, 'What the hell is going on?' Bobby went right up to the pace car." Bobby won the race, but after official review, they actually awarded Mario Andretti the race. Pictures taken there. But he was later stripped because Bobby Unser and team owner Roger Penske protested. The sanctioning jury committee concluded 2-1 that since the infraction did occur but wasn't called during the race, then Bobby Unser was to be awarded the race win but fined $40,000. I am here to say that a committee cannot read between the lines and creatively invent ghost rules to try and save face. A rule was broken by a long shot, and the only justice is to serve the stated consequence per the rule book and make Andretti the 500 winner and Unser the 500 loser. As you can imagine, there was wild speculation, controversy, and injustice that surrounded the finish. Today, I talked to you about the events that progressed in the 1981 Indianapolis 500, provided an infraction that was committed during the race, and provided the simple case that Mario Andretti should be the true crowned winner of the race. This will be the most infamous flop in the history of motorsports for generations to come. I hope that from the analysis of the events, you can tell who the real winner is. Bobby Unser has had to sleep every single night since then, with one eye open, knowing that there is an asterisk beside his 81 win. Thank you.